actually make our world. Without them, we'd lack oxygen, we'd lack food, and we'd lack medicine. We'd also lack protection, and in fact, so much that we couldn't really live without plants around us. Just today, we're going to have a whirlwind tour of the world of plants, and just to look into some of their secrets. Plants actually bring balance. The color green, as you found out today, brings balance and balances yin and yang. Plants actually bring our lives together. In fact, you'd find that you need, you get shelter, you get support, you get vitality, you get all the inspiration that you want just by looking at a plant. And in Feng Shui, for me, 3 elements that come into my work very importantly are water, plants, and color. And I think out of all, plants are the most versatile, and in fact, you'll see how important they are. In fact, they tell us things about places as well. This is an orchid drawn by an amazing woman called Margaret Mead. But the interesting thing about orchids, why I want to talk about them, is because plants provide the air that we breathe. They give out oxygen during the day so that we can actually take the oxygen in and thrive. Except the orchid is different. It gives out its oxygen at nighttime. And I thought about this for some time, and it seems to occur to me, my theory is that the orchids live on the, as you can see here, on the trunks of trees. They're actually aerial plants, and they share their lives hosted by the trees. So in nature, there's always balance and harmony. And the orchids are giving out oxygen just when the plants that host them take oxygen in. And in the daytime, when the trees are giving out oxygen, they give to their guests the oxygen that the plants need. So the orchids receive their oxygen during the daytime from the plants that they are actually sharing their lives with. Now, orchids make a very beautiful, romantic decoration in a bedroom. But they're also an ideal plant to use in the bedroom, because whilst we sleep, we're actually benefiting from the, albeit small amount of oxygen that the plants are producing for us to enjoy. This is an indoor plant, of course, and the interesting thing about indoor plants is that we can use them to absorb impurities in the atmosphere. They'll absorb pollution from building-related illnesses, for instance, which occur from pollution in the building, which can be from synthetic materials, it can be from chemicals, it can be from, in fact, electronic equipment also gives out pollution. Also from our own bodies, because we're giving out carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. We're giving out natural toxins that we eliminate from our skin during the day. You know, it's part of our elimination process. And of course, when we've got busy workplaces, we've got lots of people close together, closed environments and so on. This is why in my Feng Shui work, plants are so incredibly important. Plants for food and for medicine. Lungwort, pulmonaria, it's of great use to physicians to help diseases of the lungs. Culpeper in the 1600s. And they've got a whole medicinal section there with herbs for cardiac conditions, for rheumatic conditions, for psychological conditions, and the rest of the garden's an absolute dream, and the lunches are good as well. Okay, plants for form, texture, and color. And as we know, greens are relaxing, and they're calming, but they're more than that. When you go into the lighter realms of green, they're very uplifting as well. And you've got the reds behind, which are energizing. So you've got your very quiet, calm colors. You've got your more uplifting, because we're working more with the solar plexus, and then we go down even lower with that lovely red Dedonia bush behind, which is actually really activating our physical excitement about the whole composition. This color, we bring color into our garden, we bring color into our lives, and we can use plants, flowering plants, where we've got the vitality of the energy of the plant very much expressed in their colors, in their flowers, because that's where most of them reproduce. So it's got, they're holding an incredible vital energy. In Feng Shui, we'll use plants, for instance, outside the front of a house, so that when the front door opens, we're going to receive all this wonderful, expressive, helpful vitality coming into the door, and it's very, it negates anything that might be distressing, disturbing, depressing, what have you. You know, they do it. This is the view from the front of the house of some clients of mine who've given me permission to use this as well, this photo. They've got a problem with this now little tree hitting the house, and in line they've got the problem of this gap between the two houses opposite. So what they're going to do is they're going to put a flower bed in here full of shrubs that are going to come up to about, well, in the middle here they're going to have one, a very, very beautiful ornamental bush that's going to, it's going to cover the area like this, right? And that's going to help to absorb any sort of qi that's coming from that gap there, and also to soften the harsh impact of this tree trunk, especially as it gets bigger, and actually quite nicely mask out the cars, which isn't the most pleasant view for anybody from their front room. Creating sacred space in your garden, a little secluded space where you can sit. Feng Shui actually seeks to do that, to look for ways to use foliage, texture, color, and shape and form. Using plants, we can create it naturally, and we can make little havens of space. We can, there you go, we can use color and pleasure, which bring great pleasure to actually sit and relax there, and spend some time sharing space with friends without wanting to sort of rush off all the time. The little visitor who passed by to sit in that space because he loved it so much, this baby swallow, came to settle down there before he flew on his way. And thank you very much.